Someone asked how much gear did I change for my first trip to now. I've changed my pack. I've changed my sleeping bag. I've changed my sleeping pad. I tell you, well, the three things I think are essential when you're going out and you're carrying your life on your back and you're hunting backcountry style that way. You need good boots because your feet are going to get destroyed. And I don't care how good your boots are, how good they fit. When you're walking that much and you're climbing mountains and you're side hilling over, you're going over blowdown, you're going through scree fields, your feet take a pounding and they're going to hurt. So you need good boots. And that is not a one size fits all answer. That's very specific to the person. What's a good boot for one person may not be a good boot for another person. You really need a good sleep system. And I learned that the hard way. Like I said, I had a decent sleep system. I took a 30-degree bag out. I froze my butt off and it literally drained us. We left the mountain a day early because one guy I was with actually got pretty sick. And we had to leave early because it was kind of scary. We were at high altitude. I think he was actually like working on pneumonia. But honestly, I had no objection to that because I was not sleeping and it taxed me. If you can't rest, you're going to break down mentally. If you break down mentally, you're going to break down physically, and you're not going to have a good time. And I think getting rest and getting a good night's sleep, as good as it can get, is super, super critical. So I would not skimp on boots, number one, and a sleep system, number two. And I say sleep system because I mean your shelter, your bag, and your pad. The next thing I changed was my backpack, and I had a pretty good frame pack. Well, it wasn't like a full solid rigid frame pack. It was decent, but it didn't fit me great. And it wasn't as sturdy as I wanted it. And I got a really good pack now. I'll say I run Stone Glacier. I love their pack. I love their frame system that they have. I like that it has the load shelf. I even use it back east. I haul tree stands with it all the time on the load shelf. It's super convenient. It's not too bulky. It's you can compact it down so it kind of fits whatever you need. Or you can. I have the 5900, and I can fit a week's worth of gear in that, no problem. So I think those are three things that I'll say are super important. I did buy good boots first time around, so I didn't change that. But I did, like I said, I changed my sleep system and I changed my pack. And that was actually my next bullet point was going through the gear. Something else that's really good is to make a list. And don't make a list and then pack all that stuff a week before you're going and start using it. Before I went on multiple trout trips around here. I did a couple like scouting missions locally for whitetail, but utilizing the gear that I was going to use whenever I traveled west to hunt. Knowing that system, it's super important. You're running yourself down to nothing. You're exhausted and having to overthink about how you're going to pack your bag, how your stove works, how what you're going to eat. It's just the more planning and preparation you do ahead of time, and the better you know your system and the better routine you have, the less you're going to think about it whenever you're out in the field, and the easier it's going to be. And as you're doing that, you kind of find what you need, what you don't necessarily, what you thought you needed, but you don't, what you're maybe missing that you need to add. So you fine tune that system through experience and using it. So I highly recommend, using your gear and getting a good system down before you just dive into a hunt that you're sinking a bunch of money and time and effort into. Would you recommend a good place to get gear from in general? I think that's very specific to whatever gear you're talking about. So, I mean, I can tell you the brands that I like for sure. And no, Torin, Stone Glacier is definitely better than Kifaru. No, I'm just playing. I don't have any Kifaru stuff, so I can't compare, but I love Stone Glacier. But Jarrell, what gear in general are you talking about?
Okay. No, I guess you could say like the tents and such in general. Me and some guys at work at the firehouse, we're trying to go to, I think it's Steamboat Springs not this fall, but next archery season. And in the sense we're getting torn between looking at 1,000 different websites every day at work, trying to figure out where to get stuff from. If you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, sure. I think like I said, I signed up for Go Hunt whenever I was looking into this. So you get a year membership, and with that, they have their own store as well as you get a bunch of discounts from other stores. I think I got my pack off GoHunt.com. I'm pretty sure. I run a Big Agnes bag and pad, and I think I ordered that directly from Big Agnes. Backcountry.com is another kind of outdoor store that's really good. REI, if you can find like an REI co-op anywhere near you, those places are amazing. And what's nice about that is you can actually see the gear and stuff in person. But I mean, I don't know. I would recommend maybe like a lot of magazines and websites like Go Hunt or Backcountry, they'll put in, or even outdoor different magazines, they'll put out maybe like the top best gear for 2021 or whatever like that. I would look up some of those lists and go straight to the manufacturer and kind of read about the gear and stuff like that. And then from there, you can kind of Google around and find better prices and stuff on sale at different places like that.
Okay.
I took that approach. It worked for me at least. So.
All right.
One point I will make, I made this mistake my first year out.